How's it going, fam? Welcome back to Erica's EDC, and today we're doing a video that has been long awaited. We are answering the most commonly asked questions that I get about Spyderco knives, especially the ones that I've tested thoroughly and that got a lot of views. So we have 6 Spyderco knives here in all different steels. The only ones that I'm not including in this are the S45VN and the S30V because I don't really get a lot of questions about those ones. They're both fantastic from Spyderco, but we're going to be doing the questions surrounding 15V, K390, Rex 45. You're probably getting the gist here. They're basically all super steel. Rex 121. Maximit, and Micro Melt PD1, which I just tested and reviewed. So I'm going to try to cover all of these off the top of my head. These are all questions that you guys have been very persistent about. And the number one question that I get constantly is, which one is better, 15V or K390 from Spyderco? Now, I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat, I'm probably not going to answer these in the manner or fashion that you want me to. People want to be told what to buy. I can't do that. All I can do is share my experiences from my literal testing that is recorded on the channel. You're going to have to make up your own mind based off of what you hear all over the place. So, I don't believe that anything is better than anything else because it's like better for what? Right? I don't know what you do in your life, so I can't tell you which one of these is going to be better for you. I'm going to tell you the differences, though, that I found. So 15V out of the box had a toothier edge. K390 had a finer edge. And I'm talking about the factory edge, that front end sharpness that you get right out of the box, okay? So K390 has 9% vanadium. 15V has 14.5, 14.6, depending on where you look, okay? They're both high hardness, super steels. They both have insane edge retention, and they both have great toughness for what they are. They both also do take a patina. The 15V, in my experience, held a toothier edge, a more aggressive edge, longer than the K390. But that's because they came out of the box, like I said, with 2 totally different edges. They're actually fairly similar, but I think K390 is a little more fine in my opinion. And the edge that the 15V held literally just felt more toothy and aggressive and grabby, if that makes any sense. This is all like nerd talk, okay? So if you're not into this, I apologize. Whereas the K390, it's a different kind of sharp. It almost feels a little more refined. Now, obviously, you can tinker with both of these in sharpening to achieve different types of edges, right? So you can polish both of these and make them super refined. Or you can bring them down to a really low 600, 400 grit and have them crazy aggressive. But all I'm saying is they're both absolutely incredible. I don't think I could pick one over the other. They're just kind of as similar as they are, different animals in the way that they hold their front end sharpness and what that even looks like initially from Spyderco, okay? I have not played around with enough edges on these to tell you which one takes a finer polish better or which one takes a rougher edge better. I don't know that yet. All I can say is that if you can save up your money, get both. They're incredible. They hold an edge for crazy, crazy long. They both take a very different type of patina. And again, maybe this is because they have 2 different finishes, right? We have kind of a stone-washed finish on the 15V, which I'm sorry for like the gunk and stuff. It's a use your shit thing. I'm sorry. And I know everyone hates that. Whereas we have more of like a belt satin finish on the K390. See the difference? So they're obviously going to patina differently because they have two different finishes. But they both take the Teeners. They both have insane edge retention, crazy easy to touch up, sharpen, all of the things. I could not pick one over the other. I would be very sad if somebody made me do that. So they're both amazing, and I truly suggest getting both if you can somehow save up the money or whatever. I love that they both have high vanadium content. You guys know I'm a huge fan of super steel, thin geometry, high hardness, high vanadium content to form those vanadium carbides. Those are the hardest carbides. I love that type of stuff. So these two are genuinely equal to me. And I wish I could tell you to get one over the other, but I simply can't. They're just both amazing. And you know that's saying something because for a very long time, the Spyderco K390 was the top pick for me. End of discussion. It's all I talked about for like, I want to say a year and a half or something like that. Like everyone knew that, right? I cannot pick one over the other. That's how good 15V is. It is completely 100% tied with K390 for me. It is unbelievably incredible. It truly is. Watch my videos on it. I was butchering some deer legs in my kitchen sink with this on film, if you want to see something wild. So, can't tell you which one. They just have two kind of different edges, in my opinion, from my experience. The next question I get is, what types of edges do each steel kind of come with? So I have three categories here. I have like ultra fine front end sharpness. I have aggressive front end sharpness. And then I have like toothy as all get out front end sharpness. So for me, the micro melt, which I just stated on my review, this has a super fine grain structure by design. So inevitably, the sharpness that you get out of the box and the front end sharpness that you keep after sharpening all of that is very fine. It actually almost feels like the K390. This is a little more aggressive, but it has a crazy fine grain structure. It's a very easy steel to sharpen, and it's razor sharp, but just on my refined end, I guess I would say, the micro melt is. Ironically, so is the Rex 121. This came crazy sharp, but it's that sharpness where you touch the edge and it's like, it kind of starts to mess with your mind a little bit. It's like, that's such a weird type of sharpness. Out of the box, this one actually felt sharper than the Rex 121, even though they were both crazy sharp. But again, Rex 121 for me, at least initially, was again super refined. And I ended up putting a more aggressive edge on it to see how it did. And it did very well. You can polish this and it will just cut forever. Pete from Cedric and Ada put a polished edge on his Rex 121, and he got like a disturbing amount of cuts on his rope testing with the polished edge. So you can do whatever you want with Rex 121, and it's surprisingly not difficult. But like I said, the sharpness, it's almost like when you touch it, it doesn't feel in your brain as sharp as like 15V, for example, just because it is a little more refined, I guess. Again, for me. They're all crazy sharp and they hold an edge super well, but there are just different levels, you know. So these two were really refined out of the box, and that, you know, that's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to remember there are totally different levels of sharpness, right? Then I would say my two pretty aggressive ones were the K390 and the Rex 45. This one has a regrind. So this one's only 4,000 BTE, but it can handle it because it has crazy toughness. So these two are more aggressive feeling than the Rex 121 and the Micro Melt PD1. Definitely more aggressive, but a refined type of aggressiveness. These two are just awesome. I love all of these so much, but this is probably my favorite type of edge where it's just nasty. That's the word I use. You can kind of just, you put your finger on it and you just feel those little teeth. So these two are my more aggressive ones. And then the full-blown, you know, out of this world toothy, the Maximate and the 15V. These two were just like alligators out of the box. And Maximate is one of those steels that will kind of microchip as you use it, and it just stays stupid toothy. But these two were definitely my most aggressive ones. They continue to hold that. And if you like just a crazy grabby edge, check out either Maximate or 15B. They're incredible. Let's see. What else have I been asked? I've been asked about like models, which one I would choose over the other. And that's so tricky because it's almost like I want to combine a Native 5 lightweight with a Delica and a Sage 5 lightweight and a Para 3 lightweight. Like, there are things about all of these that I love. And if I could design a knife for Spyderco and pick something from each one of these, I would put it all together in a melting pot and make the Erica knife. So let's start with the Sage 5 lightweight here. This is actually not the lightest lightweight knife. If my memory serves me properly, it's like 2.9 ounces. For me, anything under 3 ounces is a lightweight knife, but because this has double liners, it is on the heavier side of lightweight. I will say I love the blade shape of this. The only thing that can be tricky for some people, and again, this is all personal preference, all of the things, right? I'm not shitting on anything here. This can just ride a little bit wide in the pocket. See how wide that is when it's closed? It's kind of just taking up a lot of real estate in this dimension. Not a big deal, but I love the blade shape and I love the compression lock on the Sage 5 lightweight. With the Para 3 lightweight, I love how truly lightweight it is. I love that it doesn't have liners. I'm okay with this blade shape, the more triangular one. I think out of all of them, this is probably my favorite blade shape, the Native 5 lightweight one. But I do really appreciate how truly lightweight this is. And again, that compression lock is just awesome. Totally digging the no liners though. So that's something I would pick from the Para 3 lightweight. The Delica, I really like how slim this is. So even when you close it, I really enjoy how thin of a carry this is. I mean, you don't even notice it in your pocket, really. Really appreciate that. I also very much like that blade shape. Nice and thin and slicey. Really like that. This is just a super thin, pokey knife. I just absolutely love the design. And then the Native 5 lightweight, I really enjoy that blade shape. I know that people find the scales, especially on the FRN version, to be a little blocky in hand and a little sharp, like these corners are a little sharp. So I would totally take that blade shape out of this one. It's also very lightweight. Love that. And I don't mind the back lock at all. I just think that the compression lock is more like easily accessible, and I know people like fidgety. I don't care, but it's just a little easier to actuate all of that stuff. So if I could combine all of these knives into their own model, I would. And I would pick and choose little things from each one and create my own knife with it, because I love aspects about every single one of them. If I had to only pick one, though, I guess it would be the Native 5 lightweight, just because it doesn't have the liners. It is super lightweight. The blade shape and just the way that this is designed is really comfortable for me. I love that choil. I love that. Being able to choke up on this for finer work is really, it's really nice in hand. So if I had to pick one of them, it would actually be the Native 5 lightweight. The squared off corners don't bother me that much at all, but it would be this one, I think. It's just, that blade shape just does it for me. It really does. I love the Native 5 lightweight. Let's see, what other questions do I get? Oh, out of all of these steels, which one would I suggest for a beginner or someone just coming into the hobby and Spydercos and all of the things? Without a doubt in my mind, the Micro Melt PD1. This, like I said, I just reviewed this, and it was one of the most welcoming steels I've ever worked with, ever. The second runner-up would probably be the 15V. The only reason I'm not picking this one is because if someone does not understand corrosion, this may or may not be a problem for them. I'm talking about like a newborn baby into the knife world, okay? So the only thing I would worry about with the 15V is just that it's not stainless, so somebody could have issues with that. I never once got a single speck of anything on this at all. But again, it's not a stainless steel. It's not coated. So I guess for a fresh newborn baby, I would do the Micro Melt PD1. The coating held up incredibly well, stayed sharp for a really long time. I recorded the sharpening with it and it blew my mind. I was able to sharpen it on super simple materials. I did not need diamonds. It's one of the easiest steels I've ever sharpened in my life. It was very fun, very responsive. It has great toughness. So I would suggest the Micro Melt PD1 to someone just coming into the game or coming into Spydercos in general and looking for something a little higher than like S30V, VG10, S45 VN type deal. Definitely the Micro Melt. It is extremely easy to work with, very forgiving, very flexible. This is what I would recommend. The 15V was crazy easy to sharpen. Like, I filmed the sharpening of this, super freaking easy. But again, just for someone that doesn't know entirely about steel or anything, I always just think about corrosion resistance for a newborn. And this would probably be the best bet. Let's see. Here's another one. If I could pick a steel to encourage people to revisit with fresh eyes, which one would it be? Like, what is the most misunderstood steel? The flipping Maximate. I love Maximate. It is truly one of my favorite steels. And I think it's so misunderstood. People do not like the chipping. It also is very finicky with edge geometry, like degrees per side. I had someone reach out a couple weeks ago and they were trying for days to get a sharp edge on their Maximate. Trying. Finally, they cracked the code, and the only way that they could get a good edge on this was 17 degrees per side on the dot. I think people get confused by it because it does microchip as it breaks down. That's super normal for Maximate, but people think it's a bad thing that it's microchipping. It's not. And they're not hard to get out, those chips. Diamonds will be your friend with Maximate. It's extremely high hardness. So if I could encourage people to revisit Maximate, give it another try, get some diamonds, let it microchip, let it do its thing, and just kind of give it a chance, that would definitely be the one I would suggest, very much so. I truly love Maximate, and my second runner-up would definitely be the Rex 121. There's a lot of weird videos about Rex 121 being like difficult to sharpen and all of these weird things, and again, diamonds, you won't have a problem. Diamonds make it really easy, actually, to sharpen Rex 121, for sure. Let's see. We're at 20 minutes. That's already a long video. I'm trying to think if I had any other ones that people ask the most. Did I already do if I could pick one? I don't think I could pick one out of all of these, because I already said these two are like my babies. The ones that I just need. I can't sleep at night without 15V and K390. I really can't. I just love them. But I love all of these so much. Let me know down in the comments if I missed one of your questions. I'm sure I did, because we're already 20 minutes in, and I think I only answered a few that I get. I should have written them down, but yeah, this was just kind of like a fun, off-the-cuff video, trying to inform you guys a little bit more just about my experiences. And again, this is only from my testing, and you know, my testing is for a whole month straight, carrying, you know, the knife and using it all day, every day, consecutively for a month, and then doing the review. So, take that for what it's worth. They actually were used and sharpened and all of the things before the review. Okay. So let me know if you have any other questions, comments, anything like that. There's a bunch of content on all of these. I will continue to make content on them, but hopefully that helped a little bit. I think that's it. These are all great. Use your shits. Which one are we gonna pick for the outro? I don't even know. Maybe the Rex 121, because this one is like weird looking. It's got so many strange marks on it, which some of that is wax, some of it is patina, some of it is grime, who even knows. Guys, I really appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. Go use your shit. Learn how to sharpen your knives. I'll see you on the next video, fam. I love you so much. Take care.